What is the number one thing a woman should give to her man? Now, just a quick insight as to how this episode came to be. I was sent a social media post made by a guy who has an incredibly large following. I think it was TikTok or maybe Instagram. The reel that he made, he's got 3 million followers on whatever platform it was, and I'm sure he's got a couple million on the other platforms. Very, very well followed individual, primarily as just my quick assessment, working in the entrepreneur business type space. Now, the video that was sent to me was just a very masculine approach to how a woman should, or I should say, what a woman should offer her man, the number one thing. And I tell you what, after watching that video, inspired me to make this. Because if that type of information that this guy with a huge following is pushing out there there needs to be some contrast to that. Because I did not agree with the post. I did not agree with his response and his number one, and that's okay. That's the beauty of this country. We don't have to agree with it. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy or he doesn't know what he's talking about. I just didn't agree with it. And so I'm going to share with you in this episode here what he said, the number one thing a woman should offer her man. I'm going to share with you why I don't agree with it. And then I'm going to build upon what I believe to be the number one thing a woman should offer her man. Now, why do I share this? Because in the work that I do with men, that's what they're looking for. Look, so many men are like, what is the thing I need to provide my woman? Or what does she need to provide me? And what do I, especially for guys who are divorced, separated, broken up, they're looking for a new partner. What is the number one thing I should get from a woman? And most men, me included, when I started this process, and including the gentleman who made this post, are looking for something outside themselves, something a woman outside of me can provide. And I believe that this stems from past traumas, childhood trauma, and it comes across as this macho, masculine BS is what it is. And so, in all due respect to the guy that made this post, I don't agree with it. And let me tell you what he said, and then I'll tell you why I didn't agree with him. He said that the number one thing a woman can offer her man is her loyalty. And he went on to expand to say that it is giving him the sense that there is no other man in her life but him. And that once he has that, a man has got the rest. So essentially, in a nutshell, the number one thing a woman can provide her man is loyalty. I disagree with that. And what I feel is that type of response is coming from a hurt little boy. Not suggesting that minimizing this individual by any means, or anybody who has those thoughts. It has nothing to do with that. It is coming from past traumas where that individual was hurt and was maybe left and cheated on, or a parent left. Unless they were raised in a single family household, or both parents left, or some sort of trauma that they need from somebody else externally, their loyalty, for them to feel. Here's the thing: why would a man want a woman to be loyal? Well, so he feels safe, he feels valued, he feels respected, he feels loved. So that safety, that love, that value, that respect is really what he wants to feel. And he thinks that, well, if a woman is loyal to me, then she'll respect me. She'll love me. She'll want me. And she'll, all of those things that he really wants. But instead of saying, I want to feel those things, he says, you need to give it to me. And it's almost like a demand. In order for you to be my woman, you need to be loyal to me. I am here to say that's not what you want. Because if you're coming from that place, you're coming from a wounded place. That is not a healed man. It may come across as macho and masculine, but it's not. It's weakness. It is, again, someone who is not healed themselves. So I want to reassure you that, yes, I desire to be in a relationship, and I'm sure you do too, where you feel safe, seen, heard, valued, loved, respected, wanted. That's ultimately what I know I wanted. And I'm willing to bet that's what you want. But looking for it outside of yourself is going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you in pain. It's going to keep you in a cycle of continuing to find women who are disloyal, women who don't, aren't in alignment with who you are and what you want. And so we want to get past that. So in a nutshell here, the statement that the number one thing a woman should give to her man is loyalty, I don't agree with. And I think that, again, that type of misguided masculinity, that macho self, comes from an unhealing wounds and a misalignment with their true masculine power and the true power that lies in themselves. Hence why everything I talk about is regards to taking care of you first. You need to become the torch before you can feel someone else's fire, before you can attract someone else's fire in your life. So, with that being said, here's how I would view it differently. What do we want? What is it that we want? And I already mapped it out. We want to feel safe, seen, heard, valued. We want to feel love. We want to feel loyalty. We want to feel respected. We want to feel those things. And in order to get it, we have to give it to ourselves first. So by putting yourself out there and saying, she needs to be loyal to me, again, is misaligned. Because the first thing that you would want of yourself is to be loyal to yourself. Because your partner is simply a mirror. And so they're mirroring back to you your wanted, how much you want yourself, how much you love yourself, how much you respect yourself, how much you're loyal to yourself. You want loyalty? Be loyal to yourself. And if you're expecting and demanding that someone outside of you offers you loyalty, there's a strong sense to me that you don't have loyalty in yourself for yourself. You don't have love. If you want love from somebody else, it's because you're missing out on love in yourself. You want to be respected. Respect yourself first. Love yourself first. Be loyal to yourself first. That way, that fire that's inside you is illuminated. It's set ablaze. Otherwise, we're looking for it outside of ourselves, and we are never going to find it. Sure, you may come across a partner. You may be in a relationship right now with someone who is maybe acting the part, maybe is acting like they're in love, acting loyalty, but they may misalign themselves. And not that they aren't those things or couldn't give those things, but they are misaligned for themselves. They may be showing up inauthentically. You may be showing up inauthentically. You may be saying, well, I'm loyal and I love this person and I respect her. But do you have all those things for yourself first? So here's what I would say. The number one thing a woman should give a man. The number one thing a woman should give to her man is this: loyalty to herself, love for herself, respect for herself, value for herself, wanting herself first. That is the greatest gift a woman can give to her man. Now, this may be completely counterintuitive to how you were raised, how you've learned from society. A woman should give me these things, and she should meet my needs, and she should be loyal to me and she should love me and all this stuff. Okay. Yes. And in order for her to do that, she needs to have that within herself first. In order for you to do that, you need to have it in yourself first. And if not, then what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of disappointment, misalignment. There's going to be disconnection, pain, suffering, cheating, lies. All that is going to, and it may just be easy, quiet, underneath the table, quiet lies, but there's just the true connection is not going to be there without self-mastery first within each individual. So obviously you can't control any woman. You can control yourself. And this is the power, especially if you're not in a relationship right now, that you can do for yourself is begin to pour into you. And then what happens is your energy, your frequency begins to increase. And then you start to attract healed women, women who have a high level of self-respect. Not the perfect, there's no perfection, but a high level of self-respect, high level of healing, power, and as do you. And then when the two of you come together, then you can work on healing one another through this process. From a place of, I love me, I value me, I respect me, I am loyal to myself, all those things for me first. That way, if you have all those things, you're going to find someone who can meet you there. And she'll meet you there. So imagine this. And for those of you who are on the podcast, you can't quite see this. But if you're over here and on one side and she's on the other side, ultimately you want to meet in the middle. And at that middle is where you all can come together. Now, what happens is when you are loyal to yourself and she is loyal to herself, when you both come to the middle, you each bring loyalty. And so then at that spot in the middle, you both can experience loyalty within each other. It's not a demand. It's not, you need to come over here and make sure I'm clear that there's no other man in your life. Look, if you're with somebody who has other men in your life, or you get a sense has other men in your life, or needs to communicate to you that there's no other men in your life, that's misaligned. That may not be the relationship. Or you guys got some work to do in taking care of you first, so that you can meet in the middle. And whatever she is doing, if I meet in the middle and I am solid with me, I am solid with my value for myself, respect for myself, love, loyalty for myself. If I come to that middle and she can't meet me there, meaning she is coming in with lack of love for herself, lack of loyalty, your frequency is going to be high enough where you're going to see it and you're going to recognize it in her. Why? Because your loyalty, your love, your value, your want is either going to invite her to do the same. So here we are, we're meeting in the middle. All the things you bring to the table in yourself is going to invite her to do the same, or it's going to trigger her. And it's going to trigger her because she is seeing loyalty that you have for yourself that she doesn't have for herself. She's seeing love in you that she doesn't have for herself. And it's going to trigger her. And those triggers are going to be signs that she has more healing to do. And it's an opportunity for you to then be clear that that's where she's at. And again, whatever stage in the relationship you're at and how you can go about addressing that is obviously up to you personally, and then up to you as a unit, as long as you are clearly communicating where you're at. Because what often happens is when a guy is feeling a lack of loyalty or jealousy or unsure that he's the only man in her life. I mean, it's just this macho posturing that is just essentially hiding what you're really feeling. Hey, babe, I am in control of my own feelings. Think about that. Telling yourself and then telling someone, you are in control of your own feelings. If you are feeling jealousy, that's on you, brother. If you are feeling lack of love, if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling disrespect, you are in charge of those feelings, not her. She may be doing something that triggers those feelings for you, but she's not in charge of that. She can't make you feel loyalty. She can't make you feel a certain way. And you hear it so many times, you're making me angry. You are making me. Look, you're in charge of your feelings. Yes, she may be doing something that has those feelings come up, but you're ultimately in charge of those feelings. So if you're feeling jealousy, if you're feeling disrespected, you're number one, you're in charge of those feelings. And number two, you're in charge of communicating, hey, I'm feeling this level of disrespect. I'm feeling upset. I'm feeling hurt in this process. They are I statements that are communicating what is real for you. So let's bring it all back. Your want from your partner is for her to feel loyalty in herself, for her to feel love and respect and wantedness and seen and heard in herself first. You feel the same thing for you. Then you come together and you can experience it within the relationship. So this whole thought of these demands that my partner needs to give me these things, if you are not feeling loyalty from your partner, if you have a sense that there's something else going on and maybe she has another man in her life or another, look, you can't control her. That may just be the case. And if that is the case, then you need to express your concerns, express what's going on for you, and communicate how that makes, the feelings that are coming up for you. I want to bring it all back and just to some closure and just knowing that I get it. I have been there. I have been in a long-term loving relationship where that individual went out and sought out someone else other than me. And so I want to have some compassion for you. If you're someone who is in that situation or is concerned about this situation, it's not fun. It doesn't feel good. I felt all those things: disrespected, unloved, unwanted, unseen, unvalued, all of that. And I spun for a long time in that victim mentality. Why me? Why did this happen to me? And so I want to prevent you from spinning along those lines and better support you in either looking for a new partnership, or if you're in a partnership where you can have these types of conversations, I'd be able to help support you in that. So do you want a woman to be loyal to you? I would say you would want a woman to be loyal to herself. And if she can be loyal to herself and you can be loyal to yourself, when you all meet in the middle, you can't help but experience loyalty, love, value, respect. Because again, you are either going to raise your frequency and attract someone into your life that is on that same frequency as you. She's invested and worked on healing herself. Okay. Or you're going to keep your frequency low and you're going to continue to attract women who aren't loyal, aren't respectful, aren't loving, aren't valuing, because they don't have that for themselves. So, my friend, the number one thing you would want from your woman is for her to love herself and respect herself and be loyal to herself. And by doing that, then she can love you. Then she can be loyal to you. Then she can have value and respect for you because you have it for yourself and she has it for herself. And then you guys come together and you can experience it together. So I hope this was helpful. It felt good for me just to kind of get this off my chest when I saw this. And again, this is not This is not breaking anyone down and saying that they're what they're saying is good or bad or whatever. It's just I just didn't agree with it, and I think there is a healthier, more healing way in which us men, from a masculine place, setting in a place of power, not peacocking, not trying to to look tough and be hard, but be ourselves, authentic selves. And from there, from that place of power, we're going to attract the most loyal, loving, valued, respecting individuals because that partner that we bring into our life has it for herself. There you go, my friend. Hope it was helpful. Go pour into you. If you want those things in someone else, pour into yourself first, and then you will attract those things. There you go. There's the big secret. If you want all those things, give it to yourself first. You are your greatest soulmate, and you will then attract someone who can align with the loyalty, the value, the love that you really have for yourself. Go be the torch, my friends.